The family of the late cinematographer Helena Hutchins has sued Alec Baldwin and the other producers of the film Rust. And Adam, you may have some insight on this, but I'll just give you the basics first.
I'm going to talk about it with Mark Garagos in like 40 minutes or something.
Okay, I didn't know if you had talked to him already. Yeah, I'm going to show it to you actually on mute while I tell you the story. Hutchins was fatally shot on the set of the movie Rust in October. Her husband, Matthew Hutchins, their son, Andros, filed wrongful death lawsuit. Go ahead and play it.
Let me, hold on a second. Let me just ask you this, everybody. Has nothing to do with shooting someone.
Okay.
I got a legitimate Valentine's Day card from Mark Garagos and his family.
Yes.
Is that a real thing?
I didn't get one.
Oh.
I don't really care.
I mean, Chris, you got to remind me to bring this up with Mark when he comes in here. But
it's very nice.
It's wonderful. It's his kids and his daughter and her husband and his son.
Oh,
and
like
his
a Christmas card.
wife.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas card for Valentine's Day.
I didn't know people did that.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Now, it's 100% his wife.
Right.
100%.
Right.
But he still had to put on a suit and pose.
Right.
Were they in Valentine's gear?
No.
Or was it a picture that probably
They
existed?
just were dressed to the nines. And maybe you're right. It may have been from the wedding.
I think my guess, because I did this with my cards, you really want a nice return on those wedding pictures.
That's true.
You know,
You got the
That's
pictures.
a really good point.
So I think, I mean, maybe we'll go in for
repurposed.
Arbor Day because they're next to a tree. Yeah, maybe. I think I'd like to see more of these photos, and I think we can probably foresee that.
I opened it and I thought it was a goof originally.
I thought it was an
Oh,
invitation.
wow, that's really
I
interesting.
come from a family that doesn't do a lot of that
Right.
stuff.
Yeah,
so I thought it's
sure.
like, who
Yeah.
are you sending? Why are you sending me a Valentine's Day
Yeah.
card? But then I
really
realized
sweet.
I think his wife may have been very earnest.
Yeah.
When she did that.
Matriarchy, am I right, ladies?
I mean, you
That's
know,
right.
the Greeks had more than 9 different words for love. You know, and I think we in our society, when we think love, we only think of that kind of capitalist, romantic, patriarchal love, right? But there's actually so many. There's filial love, there's eros, the erotic love, there's agape, which is the sympathy love, compassion love. So, you know, it must have been agape for you.
Well,
no, I'm just kidding.
we're going to find out. They had 9 words.
But yeah, so I mean, I love seeing your experience because you're like, what is this? Like, but it was. This is kind of like a friendship type love, which let's be honest, like that's awesome.
Yeah, I know. Listen. My interpretation. By the way, I have half a word for love. I don't even have a whole love.
Low. It's just low.
I'm like Fonzie saying he's wrong. I was wrong.
Yeah, totally.
No, my first thought is, I mean, I know Mark well. We bust each other's chops a lot. So my first reaction is, oh, this is a goof. And then my next one is my reaction is I had a entertainment lawyer once. I still do. His name's Andy. And I remember he said to me once, oh, I can't do this, whatever, in 2 weeks. I'm going on a cruise with my mom. And I went, oh, you're so fucked. And he went, I like my mom. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Come on. It's going to be the worst 4 days of your life, right? And he's like, no, I planned it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Let's cruising with your mom. Hey, guys, listen to this. Because I'm picturing taking a cruise with my mom and I'm laughing at it. So I'm picturing me sending a Valentine's Day card to Mark Garagos. But then I realize, oh, it's earnest. And then I realize his wife, who's on top of it, is the engine behind all this. And then I get jealous. I'm like, oh, they got their shit together, don't they? Because we couldn't pull that one off.
Okay.
As a family.
As we're out. No. The Christmas cards go out in March.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, here they are.
Yeah.
Paulette
Right on
Garagos
time.
got her shit together. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe she's just rubbing my nose in it. She's got her shit together.
A wise man once said all roads lead to narcissism.
I don't know. Is she just saying, look how great
This
we
must
are?
mean something
I
to
mean-
me. This is a referendum on me.
This is an attack.
Jealousy is such a wonderful, when we experience jealousy, it's a signal that there is some unprocessed process sort of
I got
emotion.
10 words for jealousy,
Yeah.
baby. 10.
Yeah. So what a wonderful opportunity for healing.
Well, I'm gonna. I might get down to 4.5 by the next time we see each other. But I'm gonna ask Mark. I guarantee what Mark's gonna do. He's gonna go, I didn't even know what was going on.
What'd you
I
get
just
in the mail?
paid for
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
I just paid for it.
It was really nice cardstock. My God.
nice.
It's like the expensive kind.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I'm sure that cost extra. That wasn't a
extra
one
paper.
stamper.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. That's
no.
But
Beautiful.
Paulette
Brian, you
Garagos
would've loved it.
is
That
the
sounds great.
is the person. I'll bring it if you want to see it. I don't want you touching it, but
Yeah.
I'll definitely hold it up
If I
in
can
front
look
of you.
at it from let's agree.
Well,
on
yeah,
two-
but I want to be in the room.
Right.
of course.
I want you to take it home or anything.
Well, we have cameras in here.
That's true.
Yeah, she's the woman who walks through my neighborhood and picks up garbage on the street just
Oh,
because
wow.
she's that person.
Oh, that's wow.
I
How
love
does
it.
that? Yeah. Do you love it?
I love
So
it.
that doesn't trigger your jealousy that this person is so well rounded that they are
No.
able to like make the world a better
Well,
place.
she didn't know I was watching, so she wasn't rubbing it in my face.
Okay.
Like she did with
oh,
the card.
I see.
And then sending it to Gina, knowing Gina would rub it in my face
Right.
as well,
Yeah.
and countless others,
Yeah.
except,
Yeah,
for
except for Brian.
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 Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, the videotape.
Yes, that hopefully you get around to talking to Garagos about. We'll see. When you
Oh,
get
we
him.
are. Yeah.
But
So the
this-
family made this video?
Yes. So the attorneys, their attorneys, have released this
so
3D.
Jeff Bridges was in a church.
That's funny. 3D animated reconstruction of Alec Baldwin's shooting, which is what
Wow.
you're. But now, remember, this is what from their perspective.
Yeah, totally.
This isn't just the truth. This is
Oh, my
the truth
goodness.
as they have heard it and have,
And-
sort of put it together.
All right,
wow.
so he's
so-
sitting down, pulls out the gun,
And this,
shoots.
it looks like video game characters. It's pretty
Right.
realistic.
Yeah,
but it's-
this is super like triggering. There
And
should
by
be a
the way,
trigger warning.
but no pun intended. By the way, we're playing it on mute. It has music, and it is
Music?
Very.
What kind of music do you
Put it
play
up
with
if you have it.
Oh my god, this is terrifying.
Hans
Yeah.
Zimmer for like Interstellar.
Yeah, this happens
So they're
when
talking
she.
about the primer, the removed primer,
Live
and the typical tummy
Oh
round.
my
Yeah.
god.
Bullet
Slow
is
motion?
flying.
I would think they would think it's to their advantage to make it as absolutely upsetting as possible, emotional.
Done
and,
and done
wow.
and done.
yeah. So, according to the suit, Baldwin and other producers failed to perform industry standard safety checks and follow basic gun safety rules while using real guns to produce the movie with fatal consequences. The lawsuit was obtained by NPR. It says Baldwin, quote, pointed a gun at Hutchins during the rehearsal. The gun, which had a live round, went off, fatally wounding her and injuring the film's director. Baldwin has said he didn't know the gun had live ammunition. He didn't mean for it to go off, but this video is pretty
This is a lot.
visceral.
Yeah. No. The music.
I wonder
and
if this
everything.
is admissible.
Well, now that we've all seen it, I don't know.
It's an interesting thing because it's just what is now because you've seen it,
Right.
Oof.
and
Yeah.
now
You have
if you're
to find a jury that hasn't seen it?
yeah. Well, what it is you find a jury that says I've seen it, but it's not going to weigh in at all
Right.
to my decision
Right.
But
making.
how could you, I mean, how could you actually not have something like that weigh in on your decision making?
That's
Well,
what they're
that's-
hoping,
I
I
mean,
think.
it's-
That's why the attorneys go, and what about the email saying you were going to kill your wife? And then they go, objection. And then they go, sustained. And then the judge goes, forget about hearing any of that email talk.
That is the
right.
most nonsense when they do that.
Right.
I don't get that. Pretend you didn't hear that. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, I mean,
Oh, on a Garagos follow-up thing, when we were trying to figure out the Sarah Palin case with the defamation and the New York
letting the jury
Times,
keep
and the jury went out,
deliberating.
and the judge dropped the case while the jury was
Yes.
deliberating. The good thing about Mark is I had never had any idea what his answers are going to be, and sometimes I say to him, well, that seems really weird, and then he goes, oh, it happens all the time. It's happened to me twice today or something. He went, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of a judge dropping it once they send the jury out. I've worked with this judge. He's a little off, and that's about all I want to say about the guy because he gets into trouble sometimes for talking about people in cases
The
and
judge?
stuff.
Oh, wow.
But he said, weird. I'm not like, well, what would the motivation then be? Once he's like, I don't know. I've never heard of this.
but the
It's
judge
never happened.
said his reasoning was, I assume you'll want, I mean, at least from the article I read, I assume you'll want to
retrial.
appeal or whatever.
appeal,
so,
yeah.
so like for some reason this has to play out in order for that to happen?
He said the judge didn't like the case in the first place, and then they brought it to the Court of Appeals, and then they overruled it, and they made him do it. And I don't know what it was, but to hear, he said it never happens. It's never happened to him. He's never heard of it, and it seems bizarre to him. That's his thing.
I love that.
This I'll ask him about.
I mean, it's also weird that he's calling this judge weird. I mean, like, aren't judges not supposed to be weird? Isn't that like the whole point of being a judge?
You got to go to some of Mark's parties. You will meet some weird judges. It's like, I guess they're like cops or dentists, you know, where you go, Mark will go, I've been in front of that guy. He's not. And then I've been in front of that guy. He's great.
Yeah.
Well, some of them are delivering news Mark doesn't want to hear, I guess, but he gets a sense.
Well, you know, I wasn't going to bring this up as the second story, but let's talk about it because it's basically about Mrs. Garrigus. There's a new fitness trend that I've been meaning to bring up, and this is the perfect time to do it. It's called plogging. And it doesn't involve gym membership, and it doesn't involve your traditional stuff. Plogging is a play on words with a Swedish word. It's jogging while picking up trash along the way. It is a specific fitness trend, and the reason why...
Like lunges.
Right, yes. And the reason why is in Sweden, they do this and plocka up, pick up, plocka up, so it's plogging. And you do get this interval training because you're bending, you're stretching, you're squatting, and you're repeating it over and over again. So not only it makes your neighbors like you better and you're more affable, but it's, according to Harvard Health Publishing, performing 20 minutes of interval training like this 3 times a week is a huge enhancement to your cardio as opposed to just walking or jogging by the trash.
I mean, I don't know.
The doctor says don't exercise.
I mean, like, my view on exercise is like, look, if it's enjoyable, if you're getting joy out of it, just do it. Any kind of, I'm like pro movement. I mean, trash picking up in combination. I mean, if that's your thing, sure. You know,
why not?
Yeah.
Well, my neighborhood, maybe because of Mark Garrigus' wife, Paulette, doesn't have enough trash to get a full workout.
True.
Yeah.
You'd have to find just the right neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and you can go behind me by the freeway in this neighborhood and do some powerlifting because they got sofas out there and big rolls of carpet. Like you could really, it's like the Highland Games. You run, you put a sectional on your back.
Some CrossFit shit.
You grab a busted toilet. You do the dead hammer throw with it. Try to clear the freeway fence with it. Like a whole
that'd be pretty cool.
Urban Highland Games. I would watch
like that.
Yeah.
All right, something to think about.
I don't know that there's enough trash for me to get that
on your
workout.
street. I agree. Mine, I'd be an Iron Man.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Please.
But it's all, see, the weird thing is it's all kind of yucky trash because the cans, are the aluminum cans are recycled and those have gotten to before you get to them, right?
Oh my God. Yesterday, there was this like kind of young hipster couple, this like guy and girl who were in like full jogging clothes, but like kind of like tattered hipster clothes with one of those like pokey sticks. And picking up trash in front of our street. And my first thing I said was, oh my God, Andy, look at that. How cool is that? He's like, the dude doesn't want to be there. This wasn't his choice. So this is happening.
The matriarchy rearing its ugly head again. He didn't want to be there.
According to my very progressive husband.
Well, can we do this like, you know, I'm always obsessed on what we do with all the time kids spend in school. It's usually a thought about finances, like nobody knows anything about finances or interest earning accounts or getting ripped off by credit cards or there's no
or Tinder swindlers.
Oh, yeah.
There's no literacy going on.
No, they bring credit card companies and give you free shit to sign up.
Yeah, that's
Could we just work on a generation of non-literers? Like, just go, well, fucking put your hand in a bench vise if you throw any shit out the window. Like, just knock it the fuck off. Just like show them films about kids that litter the day Johnny got the shit beat out of him by Ed Begley Jr. You know what I mean? Like, just fucking coach them up. Like, you're the worst person. Just a whole group, a whole generation of just non-literers.
That'd be great.
Like,
that would be amazing.
There's no such thing as fast food on every corner, junk coming in from China, Amazon, complete throwaway world. Your TV's no good. Just chuck it out, your car door, whatever. and a group of people who are willing to engage in that. I wanted to litter when I was a kid. I didn't have anything to throw away. All I had was my dignity. I mean, we didn't have enough fast food. We didn't have enough styrofoam containers. We didn't have enough takeout. We didn't have enough like junk from China that broke, and somebody goes, it costs more to fix it. You know, get rid of it. There wasn't enough. We get a cigar box, you'd hang on to it. You like write your name on it and decorate it.
Every receptacle had to be reused.
Right. Everything had a lid got kept. Now everything is throwaway, and we got a bunch of crazed narcissists who are like, I'm driving my car and I'm done with this.
I'm done with it.
Burger King, out the window it goes. Like, just like drill down on that.
That'd be great.
It'd be fucking awesome.
Well, aren't there like massive fines if you're caught littering, like on the freeway and stuff? I thought those were like hundreds of dollars, like worse than the carpool lane fine.
Yeah.
Or is that not true?
No, I think those signs exist, but like, who do you catch?
Aren't there in countries like Singapore, you'll like go to jail if you
get caned.
Yeah. Get caned. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not saying we should cane people, but maybe we should at least make a higher penalty or something. Like,
I hear you saying.
I agree with not caning people, but I think we need to say we're gonna cane people.
I like it. Nice threat.
Yeah, listen, here's how on top of it this city is. All roads leading to one of Mark's parties. I was at Mark's party. I've been to Mark's house many times. It's like, you got...
Adam, every time you go over to his house, it's not a party.
It's true, but we turn it into one, man. He's diverse. He's got judges. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When I kid them that I'm a former prosecutor, they all believe me.
Sure.
Because that's the group he runs with. He'd have right-wing civil rights attorney Harmeet Dillon, of aforementioned knitter, and Adam Schiff over here. He's got a lot of range over there. And I was talking to like district selectmen of Glendale or Burbank. It's all the people underneath and above. And I said, and I've told you guys this, but I said, there's big piles of trash everywhere. People dump the sofas, they dump the construction material, they dump everything because they don't want to pay to go to the dump because it's $90 to go to the dump. There's no large item pickup. The city won't, unless they don't have an address. They live in an apartment, they're doing construction work on the side. They don't want to pay the money to go to the dump, so they go to the street at midnight on Sunday, they just dump everything in the street, and that's where you get the toilets and the sofas, and then you guys don't pick it up. There's a picture of it now, and then every once in a while they clean it up, and then a new pile of shit shows up. And I just said to the guy, look, man, I'll tell you where this is coming from. This is from poor people that are like doing construction and who don't want to pay. So go to the Home Depot over here, a block down, put a couple guys out there, have them hand out vouchers. You can go to the dump for free, and I'll give you a 6-pack of Tecate or something. You just give them a voucher. Let them know. Put the word out that don't dump it in the street. You can dump it for free at the municipal dump yard, and it's not going to cost you money. And he was like, it's a good idea. Like, go to the Home Depot and hand out the flyers. I was like, yeah, because these people are heading in, they're buying a bunch of materials, they're then going out, they're going to demo out the old bathroom, and then they're going to dump it in whatever alley or behind me. And then... and
now we have the program.
Guy came back about an hour later and he goes, what's that voucher idea you were telling me? And I was like, boy, we can't solve anything here. He liked it.
Forget it.
It was done by the time the party was over.
Well, let's move on to Prince Andrew, who has reportedly reached a tentative settlement with his sexual abuse accuser, Virginia Giuffre. She's the woman who claims when she was 17 years old, she was raped by Prince Andrew at least 3 times, including on a private island owned by, now dead pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Prince Andrew has denied the claim and insists he has no memory of ever meeting her, even though we've all seen the pictures. You can just Google them. The settlement, according to the document, states that the British royal intends to make a substantial donation to Ms. Giuffre's charity in support of victims' rights. But it continues, Prince Andrew has never intended to abuse, never intended to abuse, and as a result, her unfair public attacks were basically, he's sorry. Both parties have agreed to the principal terms of the settlement, have asked the judge to dismiss the case. So I guess that's behind him. I don't know if he's even still a royal anymore because of this.
I don't think, you kind of wonder, like, can that construct of the royal family survive modern information.
I mean, first of all, why are there still royals?
Thank you.
Like, why is this even a thing?
Thank you.
I'm with you. Get rid of the patriarchy. Though there's a chick at the top.
The oligarchy.
But yeah, I'm down with it. I get it.
It doesn't. Yeah, like, come on. Yeah,
it feels a lot dated.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think that they're clearly not thriving in a modern world.
But the general public gives so much attention to the royal family, like they're part of feeding the machine, right? Like if the royal family were canceled, I don't even know like if that would be possible because there's millions and millions of people that are just so genuinely obsessed.
But they're getting the kind of attention they don't want. This isn't like good publicity for them.
But, if they weren't quote unquote royals, like they would have been canceled long ago.
Yeah.
It's just so our system is feeding this.
I wonder if it seems like the fans of the royals die off every day as the new generation who doesn't care about the royals comes up. So they're kind of fighting that.
Yeah.
But now here's a philosophical question about the royals and the obsession with the royals. I'll tease it.
Okay.
I got to hit a spot here. First, I'll tell you about Simply Safe. Today's episode brought to you by Simply Safe Home Security. Ever want to know what's happening when you're not at home? Well, new wireless outdoor camera from Simply Safe lets you see what's happening outside right from your phone. I'll tell you, man. You can you put it in the backyard, and I can see what's going on there from my phone right now. Maybe Phil's taking a swim in the pool. That's a dog. Everything to keep your home safe. Entry and motion sensors, indoor and outdoor cameras, 24/7 professional monitoring, ready to dispatch police, firefighters, or EMTs. Less than $1 a day, no long-term contracts or commitments. Sets up in around 30 minutes. Customize your home's perfect system in a few minutes at simplysafe.com/Adam. That is simplysafe.com/Adam. Get your free indoor security camera plus 20% off interactive monitoring when you go to simplysafe.com/Adam. All right, here's the hypothetical. I'm basing this loosely on how much we like good-looking people. And I suspect one of the reasons we like really good-looking people is because we realize it's sort of luck of the draw. Like we do a thing where we go, oh, look at her, look at him. They're born that way. They eat whatever they want. They look whatever. But it's a part of us where you go kind of touched by God, and you go, man, on a human level, like look at that person. Look what they look like, and it's deeper. And then there's the short, fat guy who's a wildly successful guy, and we go, yeah, that's cute. But look at that. Look at that guy, because that's defying the odds, And I wonder if we're obsessed with the royals because of almost the same reason. Like the guy married the princess. The princess just worked at a store, and then he sought her out, and look at, she won the lottery. This weird kind of they won the lottery thing. We know they don't do anything. Like, no one is really jealous of abilities or skills. We're kind of like, look who,
look what you were born into.
Well, they're the people that are born into poverty, who's the alcoholic dad. It didn't have, we go, poor bastard, never stood a chance. And then we go, look at that.
Yeah.
Born into that. And then bigger than born into that is selected
plucked out of the chorus.
To be in that. We go, look. And then the real obsession starts with the person that was plucked out.
Yeah.
Is that what's going on a humanistic level?
But like, do you see this is all part of the illusion of what the patriarchy is, that we are taught to believe that this is what beauty and success looks like. It's really the white patriarchal narrative. And then you get these outsiders who fall out of that. It shifts the paradigm that like, oh, well, there's this is the standard and everything else is less than. And so that's why we obsess about these outsiders coming in, because it bends the paradigm. But the whole point is, back to your point, it's a Ponzi scheme. It's all an illusion.
Yeah, but we're all in on illusions as a society.
And I think this is part of the work that we have to do right now as human beings to demystify this illusion.
Well, we're not that good at doing work.
That's true. I mean, the human mind is, that's
but
true.
The question still stands. Is it because of the randomness of it that we have this crazy reaction to it? Because it's not based on accomplishments.
No,
they don't do anything.
But to both of your points, I mean, think of the classic Disney movies, or the retelling of these stories.
Yeah.
You want to be plucked out and saved by the prince, and only now in like the last couple years, like the Disney model is changing, like 10 minutes ago. So to both of your points, yes, you're right.
And to your point, that model is capitalizing off of our insecurities and vulnerabilities, because
for sure.
We all have insecurities. That's part of the definition of being a human being. We have shadow within us. And this system basically convinces us that our shadows are part of the problem. And if we could just attain this, then we will be perfect. Everything will be a happily ever after ending. And
all right,
it's
Ryan, I'm going to turn to you for an actual answer to whatever I'm saying.
That
was a pretty straightforward question.
I'm about to disappoint you greatly, because I was about to say the same thing Gina was, which is think about but I think it supports your point though, which is we react to that pluck from obscurity, and that's exactly what Cinderella is.
That was my point.
That's exactly what Sleeping
I
Beauty
feel
is.
like this conversation is an M.C. Escher painting right now, where we're just going up
falling in on
the stairs
itself.
and down the stairs and up the stairs and down the
First time
stairs.
here on the show?
That's what we do. That's why we have beautiful quads.
No, I think the point that Gina and I are making bolsters your point, which is, since time immemorial, at least in this country, we've responded to
the savior.
The pluck from. It's no different than winning the lottery. Sleeping Beauty just fell asleep and was kissed
what I'm
awake.
saying is we have more of a reaction. Like, we love LeBron James, but we get that he works really hard at what he does, and we may not be able to want to work that hard at it. And he also has gifts. That's part of it. But there's a straight line. Like, we see what that guy does. And we feel that way about other Elon Musk or something. We don't have an obsession. Right. The obsession is the lottery.
Right.
Part of the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and although, like you said, you can love the royal family, we're obsessed. We were obsessed with Kate Middleton, and then we were hyper obsessed with Meghan Markle. So, yes.
Now you're speaking. All right, let's bring it home, Gina Grad.
You got it. I'm Princess Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Gina Grad. That was the news with Gina Grad.
All right, we are going to be in Spokane, Washington, and all the shows for Tacoma and Spokane are sold out, except for the late show on tonight. Right, the late show tonight, as you hear this. Still has a couple of tickets left, but I think that one's going to go. You can go to AdamCarolla.com for all the live stuff. John Bradley, what do we got? The Moonfall, Marry Me, and all that. Priyanka, let's see. Hypochondriactor. Yeah, with Sean Hayes, and that's available wherever you find finer
on
podcasts.
All the things, yeah.
So, until next time, this is Adam for John and Priyanka and Bald and Gina saying mahalo. I've been here my whole life. This didn't exist several years ago. I feel like Indians are on a roll. Like, what I'm saying is if you're betting on a race like a stock, probably take some money out of the Puerto Rican portfolio and put it into the Indian one.
Okay,
That's all.
It's a normal conversation for us to be having.